Review it. All right. So you already know how to write an introduction. What are the three parts of an introduction? Who can tell me what they are? Michael.
Grammar sentence, gist, and then the thesis.
Yes, you're exactly right. The grabber sentence, the gist, and then the thesis. Okay? So when you write your introduction, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come up with a sentence that's going to grab the reader's attention. And kind of, with these topics, shock usually works really well. Avoid asking a question. Avoid asking a question. Make it a statement. Write with the conviction that you know what you are talking about. 9 young black men lost their lives to a prison sentence, all because of the lies told by 2 women, which they came out later, you should find in your research, and admitted that they had made it all up to protect themselves from being where they weren't supposed to be. The gist is 2 to 3 sentences which tells the reader or gives the reader the main idea of what your paper is going to be about. In this case, the topic. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old young black man from Chicago that went to visit his family in Money, Mississippi, when he discovered by a simple statement to a white woman it would cost him his life. Badly beaten and dumped in the river, dead, his family received national attention from the brutality of his murder and ignited the civil rights movement. That's it. 2 sentences gives me a really good idea what I'm going to read about in the essay. I'm going to learn more about Emmett Till. Okay, or I'm going to learn more about this young man from Chicago. The last sentence that you have to write is a thesis statement. In the past, you have been taught how to write a thesis statement for a literary analysis, and it has a formula. But writing a thesis statement for an informational essay is a little bit different. So, last night, I quickly put together this PowerPoint presentation to help you, because I figured if I just told you about it, you wouldn't remember it. So this is available on Blackboard. You saw me going to search for it, and let's go through it rather quickly. You can go back and review it through the video that I'll post, or through by looking at the PowerPoint again on Blackboard on your link. All right, so the key to any essay is the thesis statement. You need to understand this is the one sentence you need to spend the most amount of time on. It is the paper's central idea. It functions as the backbone and holds together the parts as a cohesive whole. So it really brings all of your paragraphs together. Every essay should have a thesis statement, and all ideas expressed in the paper should reflect it. So we don't write a thesis statement and then talk about different things in the paper. So you don't make a thesis statement that's really going to address the brutality of vigilantism, which is people taking the law into their own hands, and then talk about the Jim Crow laws. Okay? Without the thesis statement, the essay is merely a random list of ideas without any clear or definable point. So it is the thesis statement that is the main idea of your paper. A more effective thesis statement reflects a specific viewpoint or opinion about the subject matter. The essay then represents the detailed argument that supports your viewpoint. So it's okay in your thesis statement to take a stand, but you're not trying to persuade us of anything. You don't have to take a position, pro or con. You just need to make a stand. It's okay to express your opinion, and then your paper is going to reflect that. Here's some examples of thesis statements. If you want a thesis statement about American literature of the 1920s, your thesis statement might read, most American literature of the 1920s depicts a growing anxiety regarding the dehumanizing effects of industrialization. Notice the choice of vocabulary. Your thesis statement is where your vocabulary will become very important. Be specific. Not too broad or general. Stay put. It should say something very specific about your topic. Stop putting things away, or I'll keep going. It ensures that the essay stays focused. Reflect your own ideas. Be original. Make certain it's phrased entirely in your own words. Write something you can build a solid argument about. Your goal is to convince your reader that your thesis statement is accurate, so prove your viewpoint. Use your evidence and your research. And be direct. Make certain you can phrase your thesis statement in one sentence. Here's a student example. Although they both play percussion instruments, drummers and percussionists are very different. That's what I would expect out of a 7th grader. This is more in line with what a freshman should be writing. 2 types of musicians play percussion instruments, drummers and percussionists, and they are as different as Quiet Riot and the New York Philharmonic. So everything this author is going to put in their paper is going to prove that point, how drummers and percussionists are different. Okay, I want for Thursday, because you should be very good at this by now, I